Okay, so this is episode 1 of, what are we calling this, Chris?
The Werewolves of Linden.
No, no, not that one. No, I'm not calling it that because I don't like Linden. This is the Salish pack. So, and we're running W20 tonight, and this is our first session. Last session we had was just character generation, so now we're actually going to get down to playing. First thing I always do is housekeeping. We kind of just talked for a while before we actually started the broadcast, so I don't know that there is anything, but does anybody have any questions now that we've gone this far?
What's a werewolf?
Yeah. I take that as a no. Everybody has their character sheets. I still don't have Chris's link. For
I
some reason.
emailed it to you before.
I'm not gonna go look through my email, just put it in the chat.
I figured out.
So sure.
I'm just. No, that wasn't in my.
If we need to decide what month it is, I have a giant die that tells you months of the year.
It's January, and it's cold. Cold front just came in and just blanketed the area. Let's talk about where you people live. Bellingham's not a big place, so all I'm really asking is, do you live at the Pack House, which is the house that Griffin Essex owns out in Ferndale? That's on a lot of land, but you have to basically a room, so you're basically boarding there. Or do you have an apartment of your own? And what kind of dwelling do you have?
I have an answer.
Good answer.
I have a tiny house that's on the pack land, and it is also my server farm.
A tiny house, okay.
A tiny house, like one of those 340 square feet.
Yeah. There's a bed, a table, a desk, obviously, because I have to have somewhere to have my computer, and then all of the rest of the space is server.
What about a bathroom?
Now I go to the house for that because Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen a shower in a tiny house? I may be a small Vietnamese woman, but there's still bounds.
I have an apartment in. Let's see, where do I live? I don't know the trendy part of town, somewhere like.
Fairhaven. You live in Fairhaven.
Okay, I'll take your word for that. I'm going to note that because I'll go look it up later. And it's simple but well appointed, if that makes sense. Like, it's modern, it's got all these cool finishes, but it's not big. It's just like a big studio or something like that. It's kind of cool looking.
Okay. All right, so that's you two. How about you, Carmen?
I live in the Pack House.
All right. Got one for the Pack House.
Right, because otherwise he's off at the university doing research and writing and teaching classes. So he's got to be at the Pack House so he can hang out with other werewolves.
Awesome sauce. How about you, Miles?
I'm actually half the time at the Pack House, and the other half the time I'm working my off job as the maintenance man at Ethel's apartment complex.
Awesome. What's your on job? Aren't you a bodyguard or something?
Yeah, I'm also a bodyguard or a bouncer, or if there's a good fight coming in town, a bare knuckle brawler.
Unlicensed bare knuckle brawler. I just put a link to my tiny house in chat.
So I do a lot of odd jobs.
Odd job. Okay. Okay.
A story and a half. You've got plenty of space.
Yep.
Okay, so most of you are at the pack house at some time or another. If you don't live there, you're actually there fairly frequently then, except for Ethel.
Oh.
What's your character's name again? You should put up your hangout toolbar thing so that...
Oh, yeah, Zandy. Zandy Frick.
Do you know how to do that, Carmen?
What am I doing?
To the left, if you move your mouse over to the left, a little thingy slides out with the apps, which I'm sure you've used before. One of them might be Hangout Toolbox there. In fact,
it looks like a toolbox.
Yeah, it looks like a little toolbox. And if you open that one and you go to, what is the icon that has the? It's the first icon. It might actually auto-select it, but it's like a little circle with a profile person in it. And you can put in there what you want your lower third to be. Like, I'll turn mine on real quick like that. So you can put your character name in there and then turn it on, and I can turn my brain off and not try to have to remember.
Okay. I have to turn that on. There we go. Why is it backwards?
Because the tagline's on the bottom. Switch them up.
Why is this?
It'll look backwards to you on your screen.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
I was so confused.
You can actually, or you used to be able to mirror it again so that you could actually see it like we do, but yeah, it's a little weird. It cuts it off a lot too. Okay, so it's January, somewhere in the middle of January, and it's snowing, and it is Tuesday morning. Ethel's character's still asleep. Who else is doing what? It's like 7 o'clock in the morning, like early morning.
7 o'clock. That means that I've already been up for at least 3 hours, and I'm probably fixing something.
Okay. Okay. So Carmen, is Ewan at the pack house?
Ewan's at the pack house at 7 o'clock, so it's about breakfast time.
Awesome. All right. You all get a summons to come and see the Alpha, who's in his office at the pack house. So those of you that aren't actually actually everybody gets a text message with it, whether or not you're at the pack house. But those who aren't, you're going to have to drive through the snow to get there. So it's just a pain in the butt. What keeps happening to Chris? Technical difficulties. So Ethel, you get a text message. That's what wakes you up. Unless it doesn't wake you up.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Would a text message wake me up? Am I so spoiled that I think I can ignore a text message at 7 in the morning? I think maybe I am.
All right, then you don't get it. I don't know what's happened to Chris. I'm waiting to find out. Ewan has it easy because all you have to do is walk a few steps over.
Where is the pack house in relation? While we're waiting for Chris, where is the pack house in relationship to Fairhaven, where Miles and I are?
It's out in Ferndale.
Well, that's helpful.
I know. Hang on.
I know. I'm teasing you.
It's about 20 minutes away, about 15 miles.
Okay.
It's out in the middle of dairyland and strawberry fields and farm. and random little cloisters of forest and places where wolves can run without being bothered. Yeah. Anybody hear anything from Chris?
I'll text him.
I'm a bit sniffly tonight, which is why I keep flashing out.
That picture of you is so cute, Kay.
Yeah, I need an update, actually. We won't talk about how out of date that one is. So thank you.
I'm giving Chris exactly 2 more minutes.
He's rebooting.
No. Wait. Well, while we're waiting for Chris, those people who aren't there need to get there. Miles, you get a message too. Are you at Zandy Frick's building?
Yeah,
or are you
probably.
at another job?
Yeah, I'm probably there fixing the pipes or something.
Are you thoughtful enough to see if she's awake?
Yeah. Seeing as how she pays me sometimes to be a bodyguard, I'll be thoughtful enough to go and
Enlightened self-interest.
not not kick down the door, but just solid fist pound on it until she actually wakes up.
Mm-hmm.
So I wake up and I come to the door in my Japanese kimono and I say, "What do you want?"
Check your phone there.
No, I'm half asleep. Oh. All right. And I shut the door. Not very happy.
All right. It'll take you guys about 20 minutes to get there.
Yeah, it's going to take me an hour and 20 minutes because I have to get dressed.
Ewan has enough time to have coffee, make some pancakes, eggs, bacon.
Well, since we know that Scout's going to turn up at some point and want food because she doesn't have a kitchen, we'll make plenty for everybody.
Awesome.
We'll do some Scottish porridge. It'll stick to your ribs in these cold days.
That sounds really
So
good.
oatmeal.
Actually.
Look, they're all wolves. They want meat.
Kippers. and
Can't we have sausage?
Yeah, if you're American.
No, that's a sausage for breakfast is Scottish too.
Blood
Isn't it?
sausage.
It is. But they do all of these things. Oh, blood sausage. Oh. Of course, a werewolf would probably like that. They'd probably like haggis as well.
Uh-huh. Anything that's like gamey and disgusting is, the things that dogs love to eat.
Yes. Wish I would just sneeze.
My driver is approaching with my order. It says here on my cell phone.
Approaching?
I know, it always sounds like they're stalking me. Your driver is approaching. Oh, shit.
Is it driving to you or sneaking up on you? Approaching. Come on, Chris, you can do it.
Dang. I crashed twice in Miles' game last night.
Go.
It's kind of funny that we have two werewolves that both are middle named Mac.
I know, but I was probably inspired.
I'm all for it. I love it.
Well, Mac isn't exactly the middle name.
I know. The way you have it spaced, it looks like it. She looks like McEwen, and you look like Mac Cormac.
Well, it's an Irish thing to space it when you do the Mac.
Is it? I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
interesting. My driver's at the door. I'll be right back.
It's a little
Her
disturbing.
app is more accurate than mine is. Mine is usually like, show up in about the next 10 minutes. 20 minutes later.
How long does it take a computer to reboot?
Well,
Depends
this
on
is
when it was
Chris.
built.
Sure. I don't need to send another. Yes.
I was looking up the maps of the Tri-Cities.
Is there a giant piece of shrimp in my
Oh.
Oh, well.
Did you say no shrimp?
The thing I ordered didn't say that it came with shrimp. That's right. I ordered two things, so it's all good.
Okay, Carmen.
Yes.
While we're waiting for everybody, I'm going to describe for you a scene that you were reminded of the night before. As a Fiona. Do we have more than one Fiona in this group? Are you two, Miles? Yeah. So she's the Galliard and you're just...
I'm just a fighter.
She's okay, so she's the one who has this. Back when you were a pup, when you were first being taught what it's like to be a werewolf and learning how to control your abilities and keep yourself from just randomly killing people, you were told many stories that you have managed to keep with you through all this time. One of them that sticks out was a prophecy that was told to you by an alpha from the tribe where you were essentially raised into the werewolf that you are today. And it was about something that nobody had ever heard of before, and it was the concept of a pure-born wolf. And that is a werewolf that was born from a human who ends up being a werewolf via genetics, not just via getting turned like everybody else. And the reason that this kind of comes up in your head is because the last night the Northern Lights were just extraordinarily spectacular. They were just absolutely amazing, and it was snowing, and there was this fresh, about 6 inches or so of snow on the ground that just made everything all quiet and peaceful, and gave you the ability to just really kind of reflect and pull it all in. And you remember that it was exactly that kind of night when the Northern Lights were prophesied to be brighter than they possibly ever had before, and the snow had freshly fallen, and it was in the middle of winter, in which this pure-born wolf was supposed to be prophesied to be born. It's just a legend or a myth, however. I mean, the idea of a pure-born wolf being born is just absolutely ridiculous to most, and they just laugh it off. So it was just kind of something that reminded you of that. And then you had a dream that night of this pure white wolf walking out of this misty set of of trees in this forest area. And you had the feeling in your heart that that must be what the pureborn wolf would look like if you actually got a chance to look at it. The bad thing about the prophecies is that prophecies aren't always, they're usually actually aren't, just hey, everybody, something awesome is going to happen. It's usually kind of the opposite of that. And it's foretold that when this pureborn wolf comes, that it's supposed to be a harbinger of terrible things to come, of a time of darkness and futility, when the supernatural species is hunted for sport by humans and eventually turned into slaves to do humans' bidding. It's a terrible, terrible little story to tell someone so young just facing immortality. But you've heard it a number of times and have always just thought it's one of those legends that'll never happen. Just that they're used to, well, to scare away younger wolves who might think that everything's always going to be perfect and that the humans will always fear them. So you're just kind of thinking about that while you're waiting the hour and a half it takes for the other two to arrive. And I imagine sometime in the hour and a half it takes the other two to arrive, Scout has come in for food. Because Ewan has made extra food specifically for Scout. Everybody actually.
I came in to take pictures of the food and then leave.
You don't want any haggis?
No.
Pups these days.
All right. So when Colin and Sandy arrive, everybody's waiting for you, naturally. Ewan's been waiting quite a while. Scout is apparently nowhere to be found again. At some point in time, I imagine you all get together.
Just send me a DM and I will arrive when I'm supposed to be there.
You've already been texted. You're expected to figure it out.
Alright, so we're at the big house for what? What am I supposed to be paying attention to?
Everything.
So the app has brought us together.
That's what I want. That's what I want more than anything. Like this?
I don't like him already.
He doesn't care. Believe me.
Is this our alpha?
This is your alpha. His name is Griffin Essex. He has been alpha for about 80 years in this general area, switching out jobs when it apparently looks like he's too old for what he's doing. Right now, he's actually the chief of police for the Bellingham Police Department. He's a well-respected alpha that has been around for quite a long time. He's known for being relatively lax and having more of a family atmosphere than a military atmosphere. So he's known to be a really big hard ass if there is something in danger and something needs to happen. But anyways, he's sitting in his office waiting for you all to come in. When you finally do filter in, I imagine. He says, "Please have a seat." You're looking at his watch.
I sit on the edge of his desk and cross my legs provocatively.
I take a picture of her shoes and post it on my Twitter feed.
Could you please take this a little bit seriously, he says. I just got word that there was a wolf made in my territory, but we don't know who it was made by. There was a couple of reports of sighting something that looked like a giant wolfman type thing that a bunch of people are now convinced was just a really big wolf that got out. But I think that it's actually some sort of lone wolf came into my territory, created a wolf, and then left it there. So there's from where I looked around, I smelled a lot of fear. So unfortunately, this has been about 2 weeks going on. We need you to find the lost pup and bring it back here. Secondarily, I need you to find out who the alpha was that turned this pup. And lastly, I need you to figure out exactly what happened and how he ended up the way that he was. Hopefully he'll be able to tell you something.
Do you know, are you sure it's a man?
Well, we know who it is, actually. There's a missing boy by the name of Kyle Donaldson. Now, a few of his friends saw something, or at least they think they saw something, near the club where their band plays. They weren't entirely sure what it was. We put 2 and 2 together. I'm pretty sure, we're probably about 90% sure that it's this Kyle Donaldson kid. But you're going to have to do a little bit of investigation into his life in order to find out more of exactly what's going on and maybe get an idea of where it is that he is. If you find him, it sounds like it's going to be a rescue operation of some sort.
What kind of music do they play?
Metal. The band's called Bambi's Funeral. So you have a couple of places that you can go and start with your investigation. One of the places is obviously the club. That's Shakedown downtown, and the band will be playing there tonight. So if you want to actually talk to the people that do them best, you'll want to talk to them. The other place that you could go that we know of, immediately is his place. He lived with his mom and his sister. And if you probably come up with some creative half-truths about why you have questions about where their son is. It was the bass player of the band, though, who first suspected that something went wrong. That when he left, he didn't just leave, but something else happened. Any questions?
Do you have
Right.
addresses or files, something to go on?
Yeah, he hands over all of them.
Okay.
He gives you a piece of paper that's got some Post-it notes on it.
Okay.
I take the piece of paper and hold it between 2 fingers.
Do you understand how to use the paper, Scout?
I look at him over my sunglasses and just kind of roll my eyes.
It's a quick job. You do what you can. Alright, get out of here. Go do your jobs.
We were doing our jobs.
Well, go continue doing them elsewhere.
All right. So we get outside the door of the office and like, all right, who's doing what? I can go find this little bass player and get a report from him.
I'll go with you.
Are you gonna
really?
go?
Yes. We'll tell him that we're with a music blog and we want to interview the band.
The whole band?
Well, not all at once.
Aw, why not? Right, so how do you want to...
So we've got like the contact info. What's this bass player's name? Did you give him a name?
Mm-mm. The bass player's name is Matteo Ziegler. You have the addresses of all of the band members. They'll also be playing tonight at the Shakedown, which is the place that he hung out the most when he wasn't at home.
Sounds like a good enough place to start then.
So you're going to want to wait till the night so that you can go to the club? Because that's fun. It's going to be night.
Oh, that's right. It's the morning.
I think we should send the brawler and the professor to the nightclub.
You gonna go talk to the mom?
Yeah, we'll talk to the mom, and then we'll talk to, as our cover of music bloggers.
Okay.
Okay, so who's doing what?
I'm gonna go find the bass player. What's his first name? Matteo?
Yeah.
Matteo. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Ethel's gonna go find Matteo. Chris is gonna go. What are you doing?
I guess I'll go see the mom. Well, shouldn't we kind of somewhat stay together?
That
Oh,
can
well,
be
you do
helpful.
that. I just figured I'd be driving anybody around. 2 of the 3 can't/don't.
All right,
No,
so
there's a reason why I have an Uber app on my phone.
all right, so I thought we were going to send Zandy and Scout to talk to the bass player, so they can do the initial interview, and then they can come to the club later to talk to the rest of the people when they're performing or whatever, or hanging out, because with Kyle gone, I don't know if they can perform. And then maybe Colin and Ewan can go and talk to the mother and the sister.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
I like Carmen already.
Me too. She takes control, man. You guys sit
So
around.
if I get too pushy, let me know, because
No,
No
we'll
such
stop
thing.
my head. God damn it.
You've got to be pushy just so that we can keep Scout in check.
all right. Well, if Scout gets too misbehaving, we'll take her phone away.
Oh, that never happens.
Uh-huh.
What's
Okay.
Accident! Oh, it's crushed.
Ethel,
I'm sorry.
Ethel, what's the character's name again?
Zandy. It's short for Alexandra.
Okay.
Now, Scout, make sure Zandy does not seduce Mateo until after you get the information from him.
I'm actually taking notes of all of this on my phone.
Okay. All right, so this is my
I need
I'm
to
gonna
go home first and change into something more
Bloggy.
metal.
And Scout changes her sunglasses.
Okay, so I'm gonna do you guys going to the bass player. Then I'm gonna do Colin and Ewan going to see the mom and the sister, and then we'll come back and do the club at night.
I need my hat with the studded band around it.
Your hat
It's
with
nice
the
to see Scout
studded.
taking effort.
Well, of course. Why wouldn't she have a hat with a studded band? You have to
I
be
don't know.
prepared for any eventualities. What isn't server farm in her tiny house is probably closet. That's why she has no room for a bathroom, because it's all computers and clothing that she rotates out every 3 months.
Okay. Okay, so what kind of metal are you dressing in there, Ethel?
No, not metal. Metal. I'm dressing in like a black dress with um big black boots, waffle stompers, camisole.
I believe you're actually. You sound like you're dressing steampunk. I think you're crossing your subcultures.
I'm like, I can't pierce anything because that would not be easily undone. But I need to look a little bit more the part,
More so than Scout.
more so than I normally do. Dressed in haute couture.
Doesn't Scout just look like a hipster?
Yes.
Yeah, you need to cut that shit out.
Well, what else is a music blogger going to look like?
These boys are metal.
Doesn't matter. They're going to be happy that anyone's.
Paying any attention whatsoever.
Yes.
Yes, I agree. Okay, I can get behind that.
By the way, our cover is we're writers for the Cascadian Weekly. I'm sorry, Cascadia, not Cascadian. There's no N at the end of that. That's our cover. Are you paying attention, Alexandra?
Yes, I heard you. We're writers with the Cascadian Weekly.
There's no N at the end.
Oh.
The apartment that you're going to is a shitty little apartment in downtown Bellingham on Holly Street.
Okay. I'm assuming that means they paid a lot for this apartment.
Because it's a shitty little apartment?
Well, because it's in downtown.
Well,
No.
doesn't really look like there's anybody paying much of anything. There's like on one side of it is one of those motels that you pay by the hour, and on the other side of it is a strip club. It's like
not
this
only
little
downtown Portland, it's downtown Bellingham.
It's like this little tiny corner of downtown that's the seedy part.
The 1 square block.
It's just like, yeah, it's this 1 square block. So you head up to his apartment and knock on the door, I assume.
Yeah.
There's a little shuffling sound on the inside as he comes to the door, and kind of a grumbling sound, and he finally gets the, as I was like, let's see, it was 8 o'clock, 9:30, this is like 11 o'clock, but he still looks like he just woke up. So he's got black hair that looks like it's actually been dyed that way. It's definitely not his natural color of hair, but it's sticking out all over the place. And he's got on a black T-shirt that's kind of torn at the collar, and a black pair of jeans. He's still even got his chain collar, his chain wallet attached to him. He's wearing boots. Looks kind of like he just came in and passed out on his bed the night before, and that you just woke him up when you knocked on the door. And he says groggily, "Who the hell are you?" He doesn't open the door all the way, by the way. He just opens it to the chain.
You have some, what do you call it? Faked up press credentials, right?
I made business cards.
Yeah, I figured.
While we were waiting, so.
So yeah, I put the business card through, with 2 fingers. Zandy from the Cascadia Weekly. We're here to do a press interview.
What? Nobody told me about anything like that.
Kyle arranged it.
He has a look on his face that looks like somebody just kicked him in the nuts.
Didn't he mention it to you?
Second, he says. Closes the door and he unlocks it the rest of the way and opens it, and he says, "Come in." It's basically a studio apartment. There's clothing all over everything. Most of it's black. It's a mess. And there's his base, of course, takes up a prominent corner of the room. And he says, "What?" He's still looking at the at the business card, and he said, "Well, what did Kyle set this up for?"
Well, he said that you guys have like an ongoing gig at a couple of places around town, and we could write that up. It would be good advertisement for you, and we're like looking for upcoming metal bands to showcase at the paper.
He gives you a strange look, and he says, "Kyle hasn't been around for a while, a couple weeks."
Crap! What happened? I just talked to him. Well, I guess it has been about 3 weeks ago. He seemed really, really into it. Did he bail on you guys?
He kind of blanches at that, and he says, "No, no, 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 it wasn't like that. It wasn't. He said there was a job he had to do. He had some things that he had to do. You know, yeah."
Oh man, music business, I swear. So, do you have a way to get in touch with him or something?
No.
Well, it's weird. Like, it's just so strange because he was so excited about this.
He hasn't been answering his phone lately. He left a message to his girlfriend and to his mom saying that he had to go somewhere and be gone. Didn't tell me a fucking thing.
I'm sorry about that. I seem to have spaced out this entire conversation momentarily. Would you start over again? Actually, I crashed.
Oh, did you? I missed that.
Chrome doesn't seem to like me tonight. My Chrome froze up.
Oh, okay. Well, paraphrase. Let's see, what happened? Uh-oh. Wow.
I went up to him. I told him that Kyle set up the interview, and he's like, "Yeah, well, I haven't seen Kyle in 3 weeks." And I said, "Oh, did he like do a dash on you?" And he said, "No, no." He was really upset about that. He's like, "No, Kyle didn't do that." But he told his mom and his girlfriend and me that he had a job to do. He isn't answering his phone, and nobody knows how to get in touch with him. Is that a good enough synopsis?
Yeah, but I think Chris locked up at the very beginning.
Oh.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. We can now. Did you hear any of what I said?
Okay.
Did you hear anything of what he said?
Hello?
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 Can you hear us?
Oh dear.
Yeah, this
I
happened.
think this says a great deal about Scout's personality.
Yeah, he never crashes when he's not Scout. What's up with that?
Those tech geeks who constantly tweak at their appliances until it breaks.
Yeah, he's overclocked, no doubt. Oh.
Let's download a new app. Oh, yeah, it's got a virus. It conflicts with something.
I am looking. I made a boo-boo, Stacy. Can you link the document again?
What document?
The thing that has all the gifts and stuff. I wrote everything down, but I forgot to describe do the description of my gifts.
Hang on.
I bet you it's here somewhere, but oh wait, no, that's not it.
Do we have like a phone number or something for Kyle?
Yes.
We have it already. We don't have to try and get it out of this kid.
No, you haven't.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to try running a trace on his cell phone while we're doing this.
So I've asked a bunch of questions. Do you want to ask this kid anything more questions, or should we?
What's the greatest influence on your band musically?
Good job.
Well, he says, yeah, I'm not really, I'm not really in the mood to give a really good interview, dude. I mean, can we do this another day or something? This is just.
Yeah, sure. Next week?
How about we go for pancakes?
Pancakes.
This one loves pancakes.
Pancakes, coffee, everyone will feel so much more human.
Damn it.
I would have them delivered, but we live in a backwards town where you can't actually have pancakes delivered to you.
Let's see if you can actually be persuasive.
What? Oh, to try to talk him into going for pancakes?
Yeah.
I have a charisma of 2.
I think it's more of a wits thing, to be honest.
No. I have a wits of 3. And
What would the other thing be for that?
expression?
Expression handle, does that handle? Yeah, you're not lying, really. You're just.
You know what would be really awesome right now? Pancakes. That shouldn't really take a roll. I think just the inherent awesomeness of pancakes should be draw enough.
It should be at least a bonus.
Yeah, and
Who the hell doesn't want to go for pancakes?
Did I mention that I'm buying?
He's really depressed and really hungover. Oh, did you mention you're buying?
Yes. Well,
Are we going for pancakes right now or pancakes next week? Because
No,
I don't want to go to pancakes right now.
We don't have time to wait for pancakes till next
I'm
week.
not hungry, actually.
We're done with this kid. What do you want to know?
We have to know more. I have to put.
Okay, yeah, we have to find out what he saw that night. Okay.
Yes.
We're going. I can live with that.
Good. We will have pancakes. We will have bacon, and we will have coffee. And
So Scout's seducing him instead of Zandy. She's using food.
With food, yes. The way to a man's knowledge is through his stomach, I guess.
Scout has to work with what she's got.
Oh, fairly.
Scout is not unattractive.
Scout's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I were into girls, I would be more into Scout than Zandy. I mean, come on.
And she has a hat with studded headband.
But what I need is the book
because
I don't know what any of my gifts do.
Well, I sort of have social skills. I have an empathy of 2. Would that work? I don't know why I have such a high empathy, to be completely honest.
Let me look, actually. I need a refresher on some of these things anyway. Rules!
Gifts start at 153 in the book.
Hang on. I'll get there. I know you need the link.
Nah.
Files.
Oh, the website link.
Yeah. The Dropbox is being sick to me right now. But I finally outmaneuvered it.
If you're looking for just GIFs, I posted a link.
That's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, that actually might be better than...
You can search them by type.
Yeah. Okay, no, stop being a dick to me.
No. Oh, wait, that wasn't to your players. I'm sorry. Okay, so there's a breakfast bar right at the end of the block.
Okay.
Because it's what state? We're in Washington, right? I always get Washington and Oregon confused. But I'm assuming there's a breakfast bar right at the end of the street. So,
You find a little diner.
Yeah.
No problem. It's in the area of town where you would find diners. And you get a booth. It's mostly clean.
It's okay. I brought handy wipes, and I wipe off the booth before I sit down anyway.
He orders coffee. So what now?
Has Kyle been like doing anything unusual or different lately? Has he been making any new friends, or is there like a new girl, or is he spending a lot of money in strange ways?
He furrows his eyebrows as he looks at you, and he says, "Why would I tell you any of that?"
Pancakes?
What are you gonna do? Take his pancakes with him if he doesn't talk to you?
No, that would be cruel and unusual punishment. I would never take someone's pancakes away from them. Look, we're your friends.
What do you mean you're my friends?
We're your friends. Well, we want to be your friends.
Well,
Look
why?
at her. She's hot.
I don't even know you. Well, okay, but I don't even know you.
But that doesn't matter. You're in a band, and you're being bought breakfast by two hot chicks.
Okay.
One of whom is a reclusive supermodel.
You're really good at this.
Well, then what do
I'm
you...
I'm the IT person for the pack. What?
You say that out loud?
Yes. I assumed that you said.
No, I
You're
was
really
saying that
good
to
at this,
Carol.
so I respond. Well, yeah, I responded.
Oh dear. Okay.
By pack, I mean media conglomerate, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So here's the deal,
I order more bacon for the
Mateo.
table.
We kind of, I got to come clean with you. This is horrible, but we kind of knew that we'd heard these rumors that like something strange happened to Kyle, and really we were just going to back burner this story. When he contacted me to do the story, we were like, oh yeah, another metal band, another bunch of kids who think they can play. But kind of heard a rumor that he had sort of gone off the deep end, and this one, and I point to Scout. She like does these blog posts of human interest stories around like, I don't know, whatever. She'll tell you about it. But it sounds really, really kind of something our readers would really be interested in, and we just want to know what happened.
What?
Was it aliens?
I don't feel comfortable talking about this with the press. I mean,
All right, I finally got my gifts out here. I'm going to try and see if I can do something finally.
All I can do is like
I have
magic
persuasion as a gift. Let me now see what it actually does.
Pop a button or two.
Yeah, well, indeed. So I open the front of my motorcycle jacket as I lean over and use persuasion on this young man. I roll charisma and subterfuge.
okay.
Okay, so I am going to actually describe what I'm going to do first, though.
Okay.
Is that the way you want to run that?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm like, dude, we're the metal press. Come on. And I lean over his plate and like I have my boobs in front of his face. And you wouldn't believe what an incredible favor you would be doing me and our readers, because this stuff is important. It really is important. And I know Kyle Kyle wanted to make a name for himself, I think he would be really happy, and your band would be happy to get some press, and you're not betraying anybody. It's fine.
All right, make your roll.
Okay.
It's a difficulty of 7.
So I roll a 3 and a 10, so 10 explodes. How does it explode? Do I roll it?
Roll it again to see if you get another success.
You rolled another 10.
Ooh, you can roll again. So what's the last one?
1.
That's okay. Actually, is that okay in this one? You just sit here and think for a second while I look this up.
Are you going to eat that bacon?
Yeah.
Who are you talking to, me or
It doesn't matter.
Mateo?
I'm just opening that to the table. There's a big, like, giant plate of bacon in the middle of the table.
I slap your hand and take a piece for myself and feed a piece to Mateo.
She's still trying to figure out the rules.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's okay. Okay, every time a die comes up with 1, it cancels out one of the successes.
All right. So I had. Do the 10s actually count as 10s, or do they just explode?
They count as 10s. So
I had 1 10, 1 success. In other words. So.
How many? How many did you roll?
Huh?
You not have any subterfuge or something?
Oh, plus subterfuge.
You rolled the virtue dice.
It's charisma plus subterfuge.
Yeah. So that.
Okay, hang on a sec. What is? Boy. My charisma is.
Subterfuge is 3 and your charisma is 2. So you should roll 5 dice. So roll 3 more.
Oh, that's right. Those exploded. Of course they did.
Mm-hmm.
That's different then. I need to roll 3 more? Is that what you said?
Yeah. 3 more.
And I got a 9, a 7, and a 7.
Okay, so that's 3 more successes. That's 4 successes total.
Yes. Out of how many?
All of them.
All the successes?
Yes.
And I only got 4?
Yep. Sorry.
That's good.
Yeah. Okay. So. And when I feed Kyle a piece of bacon, does he like stare lovingly into my eyes and start chewing on it?
Yes. Sure. That's exactly what he does. All right, I guess.
Oh, trust me. And I scoot into the booth next to him. You know, I come around from my side of the table and sit next to him. That's great. You're doing the right thing, man.
I am?
Mm-hmm.
He's my friend. I don't want him to get hurt or anything.
Oh, dude, you won't get hurt. This is like...
Dude, I think it's my fault.
So
we won't mention your name.
Why is it your fault, Mateo?
A few weeks ago, we've been having a lot of really good gigs lately, but we didn't have anything about 3 weeks ago. I mean, when he contacted you, you must have been desperate to get us some sort of attention or something. No offense. But
None taken. We're an alternative weekly.
It was because he started seeing Haley, our drummer. They started screwing each other, and he just completely lost control of his ability to focus on what needs to be focused. And they were fighting all the time, or they were looking at each other, and it was very distracting. So him and I got into a fight about it. There was lots of shouting. There was lots of back and forth. We may have thrown something or another. And then the next day, this guy's my best friend from elementary school, and then the next day, he sends me a text message that says, "Hey bro, I got a really great job offer, and my mom got laid off. I've got to go and do this thing. I don't know when I'm going to be back, but don't worry about me." And he's been gone for like 2 weeks now. We had to get a backup singer to replace him.
No, he's your lead singer?
Yeah. Did
We
you
knew
know
that. We knew that. We knew that he was your singer.
Yeah, of course we did. We knew that. Sorry. So Haley, have you known Haley for a long time? Is she also like one of the old homies?
She's been here for. I mean, like Kyle and I knew each other since we were kids. Haley's been kicking around since about high school, which was like 2 years ago.
I was just gonna say, which was last week, right?
Does she do drugs?
Dude, we all do. No, wait.
And I say, Scout, shut up.
Well, does she do good drugs?
Don't try and
Is that
squeeze in.
a better question?
Does she have good drugs?
No. Does she do good drugs? I don't. I don't need to know if she has them because, if I needed good drugs, I could get them elsewhere.
So, you don't think that it was just that he and Haley got in a fight and he ran off? You think it's something else?
Is Haley gone? What is Haley's last name?
She's worried.
Comet.
Yay.
I hope so.
No, he already told us that his girlfriend can't get a hold of him. Haley's the girlfriend, right?
I may have not been paying attention at that moment.
I know, you might have been crashed.
Yeah.
I
I have flashbacks to Nam. Literally.
Literally. When you said he had a girlfriend, you meant Haley, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Haley has a girlfriend too. Was this a love triangle?
And
No.
she can't. She hasn't heard from him. She can't get a hold of him. Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow,
You
that's trippy.
gonna eat that pancake?
Yes.
No, go ahead.
I'll split it with you.
No, I'm being told I need to socialize better, so you can have the pancake.
Thanks.
I'll order more. Yeah, because wolves have quite an appetite.
Mhm.
They wolf their food, I've heard.
Yes.
I was taught.
You've been fired from the pack.
As he's eating the last pancake, and he says, I mean, it's like, I hate to think of it, but it's like he was sucked up by some conspiracy or something. You don't think like the feds got him or something, do ya?
Feds? Why would this be a conspiracy? Like he went to work so he could support his mom and sister.
Man. You hear about things all the time, weird shit that happens. Just weird shit.
Are you talking about the
weird shit?
Yeah.
I get really quiet and I lean across the table. I say, "Are you talking about that government project outside of town?" And then I lean back into the booth.
What do you mean government project outside of town? There's a government project outside of town?
No.
Yeah.
I'm just a music blogger.
So a little while back.
I hold up my business card.
What's Mateo's intelligence? That's what I want to know.
Scout's intelligence? Or Mateo?
No, Mateo's.
Scout's very intelligent, actually.
Okay, so, like what, but okay, for me, I don't know anything about the government program. Maybe it exists, maybe it doesn't. But what makes you think that he's involved in some kind of conspiracy? I mean, like...
It's just weird shit. The other night we were playing a gig at Shakedown, and the Shakedown's not a very big place, you see. So the stage is right up against the dance floor, and it's right up against the back door that leads into the alley. And I could swear I heard this terrible scratching sound at the door, but it was in the middle of a set.
Did it sound
As
like
soon
a
as
wolf?
the set. What does a wolf sound like exactly?
Like a dog? Did it sound like a dog scratching at the door, but with like louder?
It sounded like something
Or a
motherfucking
raccoon?
terrifying out of your worst goddamn fucking nightmare. That's what it sounded like.
Something huge. Wow.
I have really bad nightmares.
That's nice.
And when I opened the door, there was a big dent in the trash thing.
Yeah, the dumpster.
Dumpster, thank you. The dumpster.
The maple
and,
cup?
and
I give Mateo more coffee.
Yeah.
and there was nothing, no one to be found. But I
Holy
swear,
shit!
oh,
I
I
believe you, man. That's trippy.
her, right?
Well, this is a question for the GM. Wolves are semi-known, right?
Yeah, some I know.
Okay.
They're on TV every once in a while as having did something awesome.
So I lean in again, and in the quiet voice go, "Was Kyle a werewolf? It's okay. We won't put this on the blog." and I turn my phone over so that it's like facing down on the table. So he
So he
thinks
believes
not
you that you're not typing.
right.
I didn't think you were like writing the copy while we were talking, but I guess you were.
She very well could be. No, actually, I've been tweeting.
Posting it in installments on Twitter. Right?
Yes.
So anyway.
She realized partway through the whole thing that the questions she thought she had been asking him, she'd actually been tweeting. So.
Yeah. So anyway.
His eyes go big and wide, and he says, "I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to think that about my friend."
You've known him since grade school. Was he? Was he a werewolf last year? The year before?
No. I've never seen him
as far as you know, he's not, right?
Freaky. Yeah. I think he'd tell me something like that, man. That's pretty metal.
That's really metal.
Having a werewolf lead singer would, get a lot of blog hits.
Right?
That would be great SEO for your band.
Dude, I kind of hope he is for you guys. That would be cool.
I don't know, man.
It'd be I look something up, I go, it would be like Lemmy with fur. And then I go back to my...
I don't know. I haven't seen him, and I can't get a hold of him.
Well, you know what, dude? Maybe we can help you find him. Like, working for the press, we know a ton of people. You want us to?
How do you do that?
Can I take your picture?
I guess.
Sure. And she, fixes her hair. Yes, you may.
You can somehow behind my fancy expensive sunglasses you can still see that my eyes are rolling.
And I'm oblivious, I don't care.
So I take a couple of pictures of him and I upload them to the cloud.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if we can help or not, but like I said...
You wouldn't happen to have a picture on your phone of Kyle, would you?
Sure. He's got lots of them. He goes and he picks up his phone and goes into Facebook and goes into his pictures and goes to the ones tagged.
Yeah, she's already got it.
I just kind of lean across the table. I go, I say, do you have Bluetooth? And I tap my phone on hers and
and download everything.
Yeah.
Clone the whole phone.
Yeah. That's okay. I'm just uploading your photos.
Okay.
Wow, that's a trippy story. We'll do what we can to find him and tell him to call you or something. I mean, that's not cool.
I go, Mateo. This is my business card. This has my cell phone number on it. If should.
Leave out a few words. It makes it more interesting.
If you should think of anything else, or if you hear from Kyle,
God, you sound just like a cop.
I am not a police officer.
You're not. Okay.
Okay.
And I flip the card over and I write
Lieutenant Scout.
That would be silly. I write my Twitter handle.
Oh, okay.
Woof girl, LOL.
He says, well, if you want to talk to the rest of the band, you should just come by the club tonight.
Yeah, okay.
Can you put us on the list?
Sure.
Shakedown.
Although as prominent area music bloggers, we're probably already on the list.
Oh, well, then I won't bother.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can
take care of that.
We've got a reluctant supermodel, so.
All right. Well, I'll see you tonight then, I guess.
Okay.
So I squeeze his thigh and I say, "We'll do what we can. I really like you, and I want to help you guys."
Thanks.
I lean over and I say, "What is the proper tip?" Obviously to Alexandra, because I'm not going to ask.
How much was the check?
It was $30.
Leave $6.
Okay.
Okay.
We ate $30 worth of pancakes.
And bacon.
That was a lot. All right. Moving to Carmen and Miles and the mom and the sister.
Now we turn off our mics.
Their apartment is kind of a middle class apartment in suburban, quote unquote suburban Bellingham. Like Bellingham is suburban mostly, except for it is. It's tiny town. But anyways, it's kind of a middle class apartment complex. And when you get there and you knock on the door, I assume, a middle-aged woman answers with kind of light that color brown that doesn't really have a distinctive color at all, and it's just kind of like dead brown. Hair, kind of frizzy hair, and she looks like a frazzled single mom, and she answers the door very quickly, but she doesn't answer it completely. She says, "Can I help you?"
Is that you, Dudney?
What's that? Oh.
Like, she asked if she give it, and I look to, is it
Ewan?
And just like,
Ewan.
Is it you or me?
What's the guy's name? Mrs. Donaldson. We've been trying to track down Kyle. We haven't seen him for a couple weeks, and his friends are worried about him. So, we just wanted to check in and see if maybe you've heard from him.
Wait, who are you?
Oh crap.
I'm a linguistics professor.
Yes, I am a linguistics professor. If he was in college, I could.
Dad.
You're his dad?
I'm his dad? No.
I was just suggesting that you were his girlfriend's dad.
Why would his girlfriend's dad be that?
How is it that the two of you managed to be less social than the two of us?
Well, I'm not gonna hit this lady, so I don't have an opening move.
All right, so what is our backstory? Why are we here? Who are we? We're Mateo's father. I'm Mateo's father. Obviously. Mateo, Ewan, it's obvious, isn't it?
Right, it just, they belong.
No, we're looking at managing the band. I'm looking at
Being a
managing the
lawyer.
band.
That's a good one. Band manager, yeah, okay.
We're thinking about managing the band. We've been very impressed by their recent shows and their recent success, but we're missing the lead singer, and we're trying to track him down so that we can talk to him about possibilities of managing it. Have you talked to him recently? Can you tell us where to find him?
I'm sorry, but my son decided to quit the music industry, and he got a job.
Oh, that's too bad. He had some real talent in the metal field.
Well, he wasn't really making any money, so somebody came along and offered him a better deal, and he took it because he felt he had to.
Well, as you know, again, we're thinking about managing him. I wonder if, with some management, if he might be able to make enough money to come back into the music industry. Do you think we could maybe talk to him and see if that's a possibility?
Well, no, because he's not here. He hasn't been home in a couple of weeks.
Do you know who hired him or where he went?
Well, yeah, but I'm not sure if I should give you that information.
Yeah, and it would be an opportunity for him to do what he loves and maybe make some money at it.
All right, now I'm gonna make you roll a persuasion roll.
Okay.
What kind of skills does Ewan have here? What kind of gifts? You have persuasion. Do you want to use that? You want to use your gift?
Yeah, let's do some persuasion. So what am I doing?
You are rolling charisma plus subterfuge. You have a charisma of 2 and a subterfuge of 2, so that would be 4 d10s. So since you only have 2 d10s, you roll 2 d10s twice.
Okay.
So roll 2 d10 to start with, your 2, and tell me what you get.
I have a 6 and a 7.
Okay, so that's 1 success. Roll one more time.
I have a 2 and a 9.
Okay, so you got 2 successes total. The 7 and the 9 were both successes.
Okay.
And so that's a moderate success. So that's just fine. You have persuaded her. All right. What were we persuading her of?
Secrets. Who hired him?
Oh, right. Well, okay. He might not even be in the country anymore. I'm not entirely sure. There's a private security contractor for the military here called shit. What did I call it? She didn't say that, obviously. Oh, it's in here. Called Raybird Security Consultants. I mean that they gave him a really, really great offer, but they said that they might have to send him all over the world in order to do the kind of work that they do. I'm really worried about him, to be honest. But
And you haven't received a text from him or anything since he was hired.
yeah, nothing. I haven't heard anything from him at all.
Is this the group that's located outside the city in that kind of isolated area?
I'm not quite sure where their headquarters are. I think he had a brochure in his room. Why don't you come in and I'll see if I can find it.
I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Ask for a business card if they had any business cards.
Just a random business card?
No. Well, no. But ask if the people left a business card or anything like that.
Okay.
Well, if they've got a brochure, it's the same thing.
I really dig
Well, I know.
business cards. Do you guys have any business cards in the house?
I'm giving Colin a significant look, thinking about that place on the outskirts of town that nobody knows what it is. Because of the conspiracy theory that Scout brought up.
Okay. She brings you guys into a living room that's decorated with a lot of secondhand furniture or older, shabbier furniture that was bought a while ago. And there isn't. It's time for her to be home. And she says, "Why don't you guys have a seat?" And then she heads off into one of the bedrooms. You just get a glance at the door. It's covered in music posters. And then she's in there searching away for something. Do you guys want to do anything while she's gone?
Take pictures. No, take. That was serious. Take like cell phone pictures. That's just SOP.
I'm gonna call out and ask if I can get myself some water.
She calls back, "Sure, please, go right ahead." There's some filtered water in the fridge.
Okay, and then I'm pretty much just gonna kind of scope out the fridge situation. Like, how empty is it?
It's pretty empty.
Are there any strange drugs in there?
There are no strange drugs. Not a lot of food either. There's like
Yeah, it's like the bare necessities, like beans and maybe milk and cheese.
exactly.
Okay.
Oh, I noticed that you've got a daughter as well,
Oh yeah, she's at school right now though.
and she hasn't heard from him either, I take it.
She comes out and she's holding a brochure in her hand. It's got something pinned to it. Looks like a business card. And and she says as she comes out, no, I haven't heard anything from her either. And they're usually pretty close too. So she's been kind of very sad and lonely now that her brother's gone away. Here's the brochure that he got, and she hands you over the brochure, and it's a brochure for it's your standard military contracting brochure that tries to pretty up the idea of being a mercenary as best as possible, and but paper clipped to it is a business card with the name.
Ask if you can keep these things, and if she won't, then just snap a photo of them.
No, I'm looking in the wrong place. That's not going to give me any information. With the name Carson Quinn on it, and it has a handwritten note in the. It's a very kind of. It's a slick business card, but it's got the basics for it going on. And on the back of it, he scribbled on it. Good $$, help your family, see you soon, -CQ. Carson Quinn.
Oh, this is an interesting bit of information. Maybe we can follow up with Mr. Quinn here and see if he can put us in touch with your son. Do you mind if we take this information with us?
No, if it'll help you get in touch with him, I think you should have it. But please, here, take my information too, so you can let me know if you find him.
We'd be happy to do that. Does he have any friends or anybody, like a girlfriend or something, that might be in contact with him? Might be a little bit more looped into what he's doing?
He's been seeing this crazy drummer girl named Haley. She rolls her eyes. And I haven't heard from Haley since he disappeared. I assumed he dumped her when he left.
How about any of the friends from the band? Have you talked to them since he left?
I talked to Mateo some. The two of them were best friends growing up. We're very close. So he's stopped by a couple of times. He's also hit really hard by Kyle's leaving us so abruptly like that. It's not like him to do something like that, but a couple weeks before he did it, I lost my job, and he's just trying to help out.
So he's worried about your family. Sounds like a good kid. It sounds like somebody who'd be very dependable if we decide to manage his band.
Oh yeah, he's the most dependable person in his band. He used to be the rock and what really kept them going. I mean, he was always at the center of every argument and every discussion. He was the one who was always calming everybody down and getting them back focused on the band. I'm sure they miss him a lot.
So can you think of anything else that might, point to what he might be up to, or anybody who might have talked to him?
No, that's all I know. I mean, he just said one day I came home and there was a note from him saying that he left to go and take this job, and that it was going to pay well, and that he'd send money home, and that he left because I would have talked him out of it.
Have you noticed any deposits into your banking account that might
Not yet,
be
no.
from him?
No. You'd think about right now he'd be getting his first paycheck, too. Maybe I will in a day.
If you do see something like that show up, let us know, because again, it might just, maybe we
Okay.
could see if there can be something somewhat comparable. So anyway,
Well, do you have a business card?
I pat my pockets looking for one. I pull out my wallet. Wow, I need to restock those. I'm out, I'm afraid. Here, let me just write down my number for you if he contacts you. Have him call me. Ewan
All right.
McEwen.
Really? That's your name?
It's a stage name.
Oh.
People remember it.
Oh. Right. You're a manager. Were you a performer yourself?
Oh, back in the day, but I never had the chops for it. Things got a little hairy once in a while, so I just backed off from it all. In fact, that's how I met my companion over here. He used to be a bouncer at one of the bars we performed at.
Oh, really? I bet you have some great stories.
Not a lot of good stories. Mostly just hitting people. I mean, if you like stories about hitting people, I'll come back. But that's what I got.
He's surprisingly persuasive when it comes to getting gigs for our band members.
Oh, wow. I see. Is that really the way it is in the music industry? I didn't know it was so cutthroat.
It's hard to succeed. If I'd had somebody managing my band like I'm managing my kids, it'd be a whole different story.
Oh, well, that's sweet of you. I'm glad you've taken such an interest in my son. I hope you get a hold of him.
So do I. Well, here's my information. Again, please let us know if you hear anything from them or anything, and we'll do the same.
All right. All right. All right, this seems like a good save point.
Yay, I did my first scene.
Yeah. Because it's almost 8:30, and the next part will be you guys going to the club that night.
All right.
So, a little bit of flow and
we'll give the time to draft.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'll be a requirement. I expect a collage of what each of you is going to wear to the club. To give extra experience for doing something.
What's that app where you can put together outfits?
Polyvore?
Polyvore. Yeah, I'll go out to Polyvore, put together an outfit.
I've used that for role-playing games about a million times.
In my kilt.
All right, I'm going to stop broadcasting, so say goodbye to the internet.
Hi, internet.